what do you, not Kylo, you get to the Mordu Mines, and it's a small little village inside the mountain above the mines. What do you wish to do? There are job bulletins, there's an inn and a tavern, there are weapon shops and potion shops, loads of people. It's majority of dwarves. There's some halflings, there are some humans. You can see that there's some people there for trade, but it's a mostly dwarven city. They speak common.
I would say let's go to the tavern or the inn and see kind of what's going on.
Okay.
If there's anything to hear.
All right. I don't know what the tavern is in Mordu Mines, but you saunter up to the Dirty Emu pub.
Okay, sure. Let's go there.
Let's go.
That sounds inviting.
That sounds inviting. You enter it and you can tell that it's like shift just ended. One of the shifts just ended, moving on to whichever shift. You're in this mountain. There's no natural sunlight. So you got a feeling that they're just following whatever clock piece that they've got going. Doing okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
You making notes?
Yeah, I'm making notes.
Yay! Someone's making notes at my table.
I mean, I'm trying. I'm by myself. I kinda gotta.
Yeah, you kind of have to pay attention a little bit. So you enter there, and you can tell shift just ended, and it is a fucking riot. Imagine a bunch of blue-collar people going into a Mexican restaurant at the end of the day. They are on a Friday. They are, or Thursday, depending on if they do a 4-day shift or a 5-day shift. They're just going. There's people swinging from the chandeliers. There's people dancing up on top of tables. It is hearty. It is loud. It is great. It's complete opposite of what you're used to at Zephyra, which is calm, cool, collected, willowy, light, breezy. Their celebrations are loud, but nothing as chaotic as this. There's a bar in the corner and a barmaid with boobs really big that are showing off so she can get great ass tips. Just like with like beers, like bottles under her arms of whiskey, and then hands of pints in their hands. And she's just going around and laughing and then just dropping them on random tables and getting like thrown coin. There's somebody at the bar that's wiping it down and laughing with some people learning new stories of the land. And you can tell that across from you there's a door that probably goes upstairs to the inn above. And then there's a few like other doors that are probably like, out back to, their storage. There's probably a bathroom, stuff like that. But there's probably about 40 to 50 dwarves in here, and you are an Arashari. You are not what are you? An Arajasi. You are. These people come up to about your belly button. Everyone comes up to your belly button. All the chairs come up to your knees. All the tables come up to like your mid thighs. Everything is muy pequeña. What do you wish to do?
Well, that was a lot of information all at once. I don't know, I'm not used to... I'm visibly uncomfortable.
You're visibly uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah, visibly uncomfortable with how boisterous and how loud it seems. I'm going to try to find like a dark corner, end of the bar. I'll either try to find somewhere to sit. If I can, I'll just like lean against like the wall or something, and I will get a drink.
You'll get a drink?
Get a drink.
Okay. So you can tell that there's like, you kind of move the farthest corner away from the entrance. Sadly, it's really close to the bathrooms, so you kind of smell it. It's a smell of a mix of like just gross, sweaty dwarf, alcohol, vomit, everything, gross, yuck.
I mean, wow, this place is
super up to code.
No, this place is really ahead of its time to have a bathroom.
Well, it's just like a chamber pot room. You can use it in peace.
Got it. That's more gross. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're in a disgusting corner.
I mean, hey, they live in a mine. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Exactly.
Not a lot of air in there.
So you're watching all these people having like the greatest time. They're swapping stories, and the barmaid walks up to you, and it's like, "Hi, darling. How may I help you? What do you wish to drink?" As like a crinkly like face, pot marked, definitely older. One of her eyes has cataracts in it. She's like the biggest grin, and she looks you up and down, and she puts 10 gold down. She doubles your bet because she's
more
just
than doubling.
Oh, what did you put down again?
3.
Oh, she puts down 10 gold. She's like, I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of you. Roll a d20. Add your strength modifier.
2.
So you rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1 too.
You got you with your arm out, and you're just like looking up and down, and then they drop the handkerchief to go like somebody next to you, and she sees the handkerchief, but it's on her bad side, so she starts to go, but it's called false start right away. And then she's like, I'm sorry. You have to get on this side of me, man. You know, I can't see. So they go over to the other side. And they drop the handkerchief roll again.
13.
I rolled 12.
I also rolled a 12.
You guys, your hands are together, and you guys are like, she goes, "Arr!" And you go, "Arr!" and like, you guys are like neck and neck, right in the middle. Just like still like evenly contested. Go ahead, go again.
Even though it's technically a 13, they rolled a 12?
Yeah, I'm pretty much matching your rolls.
Okay.
I'm adding +1 to the rolls because you are a +1. Okay?
Yeah. So mine was 13.
Yeah.
Is yours also 13 then?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because you said I rolled a 12, and I'm like, okay.
Yes, I added +1 to it.
So it's a 13.
Yes.
Okay. 16.
16.
Please don't tell me you also rolled 15.
You guys go in, and you're like, and then you start pushing her this way, and she's going, no. Roll again.
11.
It gets back to the middle. I rolled a 10. 18, it starts going back, and she's like, no, you're tougher than you look. Roll again. What'd you roll?
5.
It goes She's like, back to the middle.
16.
And it goes, and she's like, fuck you. And Nikki's going back on her, and you're just like, ah.
You're making a lot of noises. It's very funny. 15.
Nick goes back to the middle. I rolled an 18. What was it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, you
I
grabbed
caught
it.
it. I caught it before it landed.
Okay. What'd you roll? What'd you roll? I rolled an 8. What was it back here?
Huh?
What,
Yeah.
You go back to the middle.
Or no, it was in the middle.
It was. Oh, she's like, and starts pushing you down. This is like,
16.
It goes back to the middle. Just like, she sounds a little constipated. What'd you roll?
13.
And it goes back, and she's like, oh.
14.
It goes back to the middle. I rolled a 17. She's like, ah.
What happened to not rolling higher than a 10?
You little. She's like, you little bitch. I'm gonna get my gold. She said, what'd you roll?
4.
I rolled a natural 1. It goes, no, 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 no.
16.
And it's back, and she goes, boom. And she's like, fuck you, you fucking cheated, you bitch. But you get an additional 10 gold plus yours. So you get 13 gold. That was fun, right? I love arm wrestling in games. Do you want to go against somebody else in arm wrestling or go do something else?
Let's go against whoever wants to challenge me.
Back to arm wrestling?
Sure.
You wanna? Arm wrestling's fun, right?
Whoever wants to challenge me.
Someone steps forward, literally shoving the lady out off the old lady off the bench, and she kind of like humps and goes and like holds her hip, and she's like, and the person sits down, large, burly dwarf, like tall for a dwarf as well, sits down, like shakes the table a little bit
Like
when he puts
Thorin tall for a dwarf?
yes,
Gosh.
and he slams his elbow on the table and he puts down an additional 10 gold. He's like, how dare fucking you, bitch. Hurt grandma.
How dare I hurt grandma?
After he shoved her off the bench and hurt her. How dare you go against grandma and win. Alright. You link hands with them. Handkerchief falls.
12.
You already start pushing him down and he starts to panic. I rolled a 2. That's cocked. What'd you roll?
It's a 5.
Boom! Seriously? And he's like, oh my god, you bitch!
Did you roll a 1?
Rolled a 2. Rolled a 2.
Oh my gosh.
This is the most fun. Who needs to go eradicate some goblins?
Yeah, who needs
Let's put arm wrestle. You wanna go again and you get an additional 10 gold. Hey! Little
Yasha.
baby.
Off.
She's gotten cocky.
She has gotten cocky. Run, run, run.
One more round and then bed, I believe.
Alright, another round of
One more round and then bed.
a younger dwarf it's a little life compared to the one that you just now did. Kind of comparable to the old lady, but much younger. Sits down, puts down an additional 10 gold. It's like, let's fucking go, bitch. Handkerchief falls.
Natural 20.
Boom! And they're just like, everyone's just like, and they go, new person! What's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie! 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 And they start chanting your name and like throwing coins around with each other. And then like they're like throwing them back. It's like a fucking like everyone is like, yes, Charlie!
How long have you been foreman of the mine, or how long have you worked in the mine? Is it a family profession?
I'm actually the first one in my family to hold a job for longer than a couple years.
Oh.
And I am like 200 years old. I don't know, old for dwarf.
That is old for dwarf.
I don't, just like, still kicking though. Yeah! Not really. She doesn't make a kick, but she has a certain energy to her that doesn't make her feel like look as old. But I've been here for a good 50, 60 years of my life, and foreman for about a good 20. I know these mines better than anyone here in this whole town. I've been definitely working it the longest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you've seen your fair share of creatures then in this mine. Or accidents or anything?
I mean, just like any other profession, there's accidents. Cave-ins, not the proper PPE used for a situation, not proper training, not proper supervision. I mean, like, any job can be dangerous if you do not have the proper tools and training to be able to handle it. But I try to keep a tight ship, listen to people, make sure people are comfortable, never make them do anything that they don't wish to do, never pressure them. And I listen. I walk among them. I don't just sit in the office. I walk among people and make sure people are okay.
That's good. I admire that about a leader.
Yeah. But when it comes to other things that we see, usually just some goblins, maybe a couple kobolds. Nothing too intense. I've never encountered like trolls or giants, anything. I haven't done anything like that. When it comes to encountering people from Gat Shadow.
I gather that's what makes this current situation a little tense for you then. Having them not be too much of a worry, and then all of a sudden they're overstepping.
Yes. It's not been very easy working in the mines.
I would imagine not. Have you gotten anybody else who's been willing to help out in this way, or am I the first?
Usually you have to pull some teeth to get people to come with me. But I really do not want my workers just encountering a group of goblins and having just their mining gear to defend them.
No, that would be...
I can't be everywhere.
Yes, I imagine just having them encounter them on their own would be rather frightening for them if they're not used to it.
Yes, we have some very young green people down here sometimes. Don't want them to be too spooked.
We have those at home.
Hey, we were all once green.
Well, I'm hoping to change that about myself, so maybe this is just what my travels are for. Getting some experience for myself. I'm a little different than my kind back home. they're more content to stay where they are and enjoy the peace, but I'm a little more inquisitive and curious.
I mean, I've been around. I've heard you Shari people do like to keep to yourself. You guys, I mean, like, you guys, what, protect the elemental planes?
Yes.
Stuff like that?
Yes.
It's a big job. I mean, like, you keep us safe from, like, monsters and elementals and stuff. Just like I keep you guys and the rest of the world safe from things in the deep.
Yes. My friends back home, they like sticking to the old ways, but part of my curiosities is learning new things, seeing if anything out in the world is happening that could be more useful to those back home.
Yeah. We haven't seen an Ashari. I've never seen an Ashari. I only know from word of mouth and books and education and just curiousness.
Oh, and what do they say about us?
That you guys are stuck up pompous pricks.
I can imagine.
Well, you seem pretty alright for you. Roll a survival check.
18.
After just a very nice about half hour to an hour's worth of chatting, you start to feel a little bit. Your mind isn't so occupied with the fact that you're so far away from everything that you know and everyone you love. You're like, I definitely don't want to stay down here longer than I need to, but this isn't all that bad. I mean, like, I'm slowly making a friend. This person, they're old and wise and doesn't seem to have really left the mines their whole life because they've been working there. Still seems like a nice companion. Definitely better than everyone that you beat the shit out of last night that are probably too salty to come. And you kind of probably wonder if that's why no one wanted to come. They didn't want to be around you. Or they were too hungover.
I imagine the dwarves would have a little bit more of a...
I would be surprised how many dwarves come to work still drunk. Hey. Not smart. But I'm sure they do. They're dwarves. Anyways, so, though you have lost track of time and how far you've gotten, the company's nice. Nice old lady. She kind of stops. You don't realize as you've been walking that you've encountered a dead end. And you begin to worry. It's like, oh my god, did we do a wrong turn? But she walks up and she has her gloved hands and she walks up to the wall and she kind of like pats it with her hand, like leaning against it with her ear and pats against it for a few seconds. And then like she like rubs her hand and like against the rock and it starts like tumbling off, like she's like feeling like the easier, like she's trying to find like the softer rock against the harder rock. And then she pulls out a small little pick that was kind of like on her hip, not very large, and think of like Laura Croft's ice pick, like climbing pick, and like starts whacking like the softer areas of the rock, and it starts like coming down ever so slowly, and she's like using her free arm to kind of like pull
like a cave-in almost. Is that how the rock is built up, or is it more just like a softened wall?
It's kind of like a mix of like rock and dirt. You're pretty deep, so it's kind of like seams of dirt and like seams of like softer rock that she's using the pick to kind of like wedge it out and like pull some like the heavier, like larger bits, and she's trying to like make like a hole but she.
Yes,
and,
but
like,
does it look like it was a cave-in?
no, it's just like they stopped for the day.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it's not like completely flat. It's kind of like a curve, but like you're able to stand pretty tall. But you can tell like they literally just like they looked at the time, had to clock out, left. So she's pulling stuff back. Do you want to get your hands dirty and kind of like
Sure, I'll help her out.
Okay, yeah. So she's just like she's whacking and pulling and kind of roll a strength check to kind of like help like pull some of the rock away.
19.
Okay. I'm giving her advantage because she has a tool. Yeah, that was a natural 17 and a 3. I will take the natural 17. Strength is +7. Slowly, the natural rock.
Their strength is +7?
Yes.
So it's a...
I rolled a natural 17,
so
I'm keeping the natural 17.
Oh, okay.
Because I know it's 24.
Okay. Sure.
I know what I'm doing.
I mean, I would like to know the reasoning.
Oh. Well, I'd rather keep... I rolled
Oh, you gave her
advantage.
Okay, so you're not rolling again. Okay. I got it.
Yeah, she's using it.
I got it now.
If she was just using her hands like you were...
I thought you meant you were using the 17 instead of the 24. I got it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got it.
If she was like using like part of like an improvise like her weapon or like the butt of a dagger, or even just her own hands, I would have not given her advantage. She was using a tool specifically used for climbing and like pulling and
okay.
binding.
I got it. I understand now. Thank you. I'm going to use one, and I'm going to use my whip, and I'm going.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hit. Yeah, I'm going to whack the closest person with my whip.
You get closer, and you realize that these are just it's a youngerish goblin. You don't.
I'm just gonna crack it at them.
You're just gonna crack it at them. Are you going to do like non-lethal damage or lethal damage? Like what type of damage do you wish to do?
Non-lethal. I mostly just want to scare it.
You just want to scare it, so you just want to like crack it like right next to it, or like at like the equivalent of at its feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
a d4.
A d4. Add your.
I don't have anything.
Are you trying to like intimidate it or actually like do you want to like intimidate or scare this thing or actually hit it?
I'll intimidate it.
Okay. So roll a charisma check. Wait, do you have intimidation?
I don't have anything on charisma. It's 0.
Roll a charisma check because I like this. Roll it with advantage. So
take the better roll.
Take the better roll. I love this idea.
7.
A 7? Well, it's restrained and it's terrified. Well, I rolled a natural 1. You see, even in this like the semi-darkness, you see like a patch of darkness starting to form on its poor pants. And it goes ah! And like other little creatures like curly like small, stout. Some of them are lithe, but they're clean face. They've got like light greenish, like olive skin, like pointed face, fangs. But like it shrieks in fear, and everything else around it goes ah! And it's just like a tidal wave of like fear and panic goes throughout all of them. Like they're all feeling like what's going on. They don't know what the fuck is going on. These people.
We're just invading.
Yes, these two people came out of fucking nowhere, and now they're scared of you. So yeah, they're restrained and constricted, whatever, and grappled. They can't move. They want, like, you can see, like, in their eyes that they want to get the fuck away from you. Like, Jesus Christ, this is they're fuck. They're fucked.
Is there anybody we can see in the vicinity that looks like it might be the leader of the small community? Like anybody who looks or dressed is more important?
Roll a perception.
Perception?
Perception. Are you proficient in it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Roll a straight roll. With perception.
Straight?
Just roll a perception. I would have made you roll with disadvantage if you were not proficient in it. Because you're in the middle of a heated battle.
Right, so I don't add my 11.
No, you add your 11.
Oh, 28.
20. But, you kind of see, like, about 10 feet into this mass, just kind of, like, in the centralness, like, you can see, like, they're kind of constricted. They had a bow in their hand, like a short bow, and they're, like, constricted, like, on their way to, like, pull another arrow. Someone that has, like a bony, like, leathery, rock, like headdress on that comes, like, down their face, and it, like, well, I would give this goes down, like a straighted leather down to try to mid-chest. They're probably the leader, but it still doesn't succeed. The goblin starts to calm down. You can't really tell what gender it is. They're wearing, like leathers and stuff like that. We're just trying to live here. Why are you guys here? Why are you here? Start home.
I'm going to let Arden answer that.
Okay.
We're here under. Okay. Well, I'm going to say, my partner here has informed me that their people have a treaty with yours, or an understanding that your people are not meant to be up this high into the mountain. She's under the belief that you are breaking this treaty of theirs.
You can see, this goblin start, like, breathing really heavily and, like, looking around, like, eyes really big as it's trying to process your words. It starts breathing heavy. It's like, we're just trying to... Us community are not welcome around the others, and... The fuck are we? Where the fuck are we?
You're gone?
Yeah. We're not welcome in the rest of Cat Shadow. They don't believe in peace and love and prosperity.
Oh my god, they're a hippie community.
But we're not welcome up top with people like you guys. So we don't really have a place to go. So we found this large cavern, and we just wanna. We didn't mean anything. We're just trying to live.
Okay.
We don't have anywhere else to go. That's safe.
I'm going to say to this leader, I'm going to ask their name. I'm going to ask their name.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask their name.
My name is Deep Tooth.
Deep Tooth?
Yes, Deep Tooth.
Deep Tooth?
Deep Tooth! I'm sorry. I can't do TH sounds.
I know you can't. Okay, well.
Deep Tooth!
Well, Deep Tooth.
I'm guessing we're kind of calming down combat.
I appreciate that your community here is different than the others of your kind. However, if you had... the people of the Murdoon mines have been seeing an increase in a number of creatures and activity and they were just concerned about this and about these sightings, and we have come to investigate, and we do not mean you harm. We would just like to understand your purpose and to see if there's anything that we could do to help. And I look over to Arden and I am gauging her reaction.
Roll an insight check. Because they're kind of like, just roll an insight check.
24.
24? I don't really think. Well, I rolled 2, so there's.
They're not hiding anything.
They're not hiding anything. They're kind of like. They're clearly like trying to free other people, particularly like the younger ones. Like they're climbing around and trying to free them. But they are like, you can tell that they're listening.
Can I end the spell?
Yeah, you can drop it at any time.
Okay, cool. I just dropped the spell and everything goes away.
Yeah, and then so these poor goblins were like thrusted up in the air, like 2-3 feet up in the air, just because that's how they the ground literally came up from underneath them. So some of them just like plopped down on the ground, some of them on their butts, some of them on their feet. Some of the younger ones like fall and they start crying because they like scuff their knee or they twist.
Well, they
their
wilt
ankle.
away. It's not abruptly just gone. They
wilt
away.
Wilt down.
Yeah,
okay,
they wilt
never
down.
mind. Then we'll still like there's a few kids that are crying because they're scared. And like as soon as a lot of these goblins realize that they're free, they start rushing to the younger ones and like calming them down and whatever. But like you can tell that your dwarven companion Arten wanted something a little bit more than just this diplomacy. They like throwing around their weight. They're like showing that they. I
mean, Arten's more than welcome to do whatever Arten wants, but that's not how.
Arten's she's realizing that, like.
There's a lot of kids here.
There's a lot of kids here, and there's like a lot of families. This isn't just like patrols or just like a small like guard post. This is like a community. So she's beginning to like rethink everything, and she just like plucks a kid up off the ground and like kind of like takes out a rag from her pocket and starts like wiping some of the blood off his knee from when he was kind of encapsulated by some of the stuff. And she's just listening to you. She's letting you lead this sort of situation, but she's keeping an eye on you. Does that make sense? She'll shut you down.
Yeah.
But she wants to.
That's a lot of faith.
She's putting a little bit of faith in you because you're an outside person. You can tell that she's kind of like gruffed up because like she was expecting more of a fight and she almost wanted more of a fight. So she's like, you can tell, like she has like this hesitation about her, like she doesn't want to overstep herself and like fuck something up, you know. So she's leaning on you.
Okay.
As a neutral third party.
I look around at the various families and the children being tended to, and I apologize for the abrupt invasion, and I address them and I say we were expecting a little more, something more of a force, like an armed patrol or an outpost of some sort. We were not expecting a community with families and everything like that. However, we might be able to work something out if Arten is agreeable to that, or if Arten knows something that I'm unaware of. But you say you're different than your other kin. In your peaceful faction?
We just didn't want to fight for their more evil causes.
That's noble of you to seek something outside of your kin. Then
we would go above ground, like out of this mountain, and join the rest of the world if if we weren't so threatened. As you can see, you guys came in swinging. We were just sleeping. Some of us were getting ready for school.
You guys shot arrows at us first.
Yeah, because we didn't know what you were going to do to us.
Okay.
You invaded our house.
That is fair.
would
That is
you-
a fair, very fair, valid point. We did
Would you
we
do
did
the
invade
same?
your
You would
space.
go into defense.
Yes, that is a fair assumption. I don't blame you in the slightest.